Hey, welcome to SoundCake. This is the first episode. I'm sitting here beside my friend Nicole. I don't think anybody heard that. I don't know how good this mic is.
Hello.
And I am Tristan. This is the first episode, and I don't know how many more episodes I'm going to make, but I'm just kind of having fun with it. So we have a few segments. The first one would be like the movie discussion, and I don't know, we're just going to talk about the movie. There's no exact, structure or any rules to this podcast, but I don't know, it's just something you put on when you're folding laundry or driving. I wouldn't recommend driving though, because I think we do have some visual aid in this podcast. So we probably will swear and we probably will talk about some weird shit sometimes. But we're going to go ahead and move on to our first segment, which is the movie discussion and review. We were watching a movie called Before Sunrise, starring Julie Delpy and Ethan Hawke. It was written by those two actors and Richard Linklater, the director. It came out in 1995. What were you doing in 1995?
I wasn't born yet. I was conceived.
Okay, yeah.
Gross.
that is, yeah, that's gross. Me too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that happened, and so I'm going to play the trailer for you, and the trailer for this movie I don't actually like because it is incredibly 90s, and it's... The thing about Richard Linklater's movies, they kind of, I don't know, they seem very...
Cliche.
Very cliche, yes. It's just like, it markets he markets his movies as something completely different, because it seems like it's such a, romantic comedy, but I guess it is, technically, but it's more about the characters more than anything else. So before we get started on the podcast, I'm going to play the trailer, and through the magic of editing, by the time the trailer's done, Nicole and I would have watched it. And I don't know, what was your first impression on the trailer to start off with?
The actors are just they seem so into it. I don't know how to really explain it, but just in the trailer starting off, it starts off really warm and innocent, and you can almost already see the characters develop just within the trailer itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's really heartwarming. I'm really excited to watch this movie and to see what else is going to be happening and watch the characters develop more. But just in the trailer itself, the music was it set a good mood, and like you said, it was really cliche 90s, which I mean, you can't help but sometimes even though you sometimes cringe, you still just really love it. So I'm excited.
Okay, great. So we're gonna watch it, and I don't know if in any other episodes we're gonna do the other two. Might just do that on our own time. But yeah, just watch the trailer and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. Nicole and I just watched the movie. Okay, I know it's a broad question. What did you think? I don't know. Did you like it?
Oh man, it was a good movie. I was the entire time just thinking and thinking phrases that they used in conversation and some of the topics that they were talking about and how it progressed. I really, really liked it. It was so real and hopeful and just it was adorable. I don't know, it was such a cliche, but it was everything that you want from a romance movie.
Yeah, that's true. It all since the whole movie is basically surrounding two people just having a conversation, what more appropriate movie to watch for the first podcast about two people just having a conversation for a few hours? But no, yeah, at its core, it is very romantic. But I enjoyed it. I think it's part of my favorite film trilogy. I love Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, or my favorite film trilogy would be this. And I was first shown it in high school for a film course. Mr. Unger showed it to us when we had to learn about writing dialogue. And I did learn a lot from it. And I think it really displays, talent in writing things that are honest and, really true. And I believe, the two actors as well wrote it with the director. So they all kind of knew, what direction they were heading in, and how they, how it just kind of progressed so naturally. And I like that about it. And they're like kind of thoughts and things that they bring up that you've had before, but it's like, you didn't think that they were very, very common.
Especially because it was a year before we were born. Like it's such a different time era still, even though it doesn't seem like it. It's weird that like even back then people had the same kind of conversations that we have now, but it's still so different and yet so the same. Like it really struck me as like how different like the world is now towards romance. Like just like even like especially in the ending when you realize like they can't just add each other on Facebook and like chat and like each other's statuses, like they just kind of have to trust fate and the fact that like hopefully they'll see each other again, and that when even though they made like a scheduled time for when they want to see each other again, they don't know if that's actually going to happen. Anything could happen in 5 years, 1 year, 6 months. Like it's very like innocent in that way, and just scary to think about because we're so used to just like I'm from Europe and I've traveled to different places and I've met different people. I've added them all on Facebook or WhatsApp or whatever, and I can talk to them whenever I want to. Like I couldn't imagine meeting someone and just not even knowing what's gonna happen like in 6 months from then.
Yeah, and that's a reality that we definitely don't know about. But there is such a thing, and I figured this out the hard way. But there's such a thing called screening people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I've done it to people, and somebody's definitely done it to me. But like, that is kind of like the struggle, the struggle that we have now. Yeah. Is where like, they even addressed it on the boat. They were like, oh, I don't want this to like fizzle out, and things like that. And so we're not going to. Oh, by the way, if you haven't seen this movie, like this is definitely spoiler talk. But they're like, yeah, we are going to, we're not going to write, we're not going to call, otherwise it just fizzles out, so we're not going to talk at all. But, now we have that whole opportunity, but we want to keep it like that, where we talk to each other so scarcely.
Yeah, like you can see what other people are still doing just by looking at their social media, like not even talking, like just looking at statuses, looking at pictures on freaking Instagram, like whatever, like exactly what they're doing during the day. You don't exactly know how they're feeling, but like at least what they're doing with their lives, like oh, someone just posted a status that they're going to school, oh, that's cool, you can just add a little comment on like under the status, and it's like the smallest way of communicating. Whereas if you have a whole ocean between you, no way of communicating, not knowing, like you just have your own thoughts, like just wondering what that person's doing, if they're even still on this planet. Maybe they've been in an accident, maybe they've fallen in love with someone else, maybe maybe they have a kid or 2 or 3, like you just kind of have your imagination when you don't have like a way of like knowing what they're doing.
Yeah, if they added each other on Facebook, then it would have definitely fizzled out hardcore, because even if you wait like a week or something, it can still kind of die out like that. But you have more of a chance of keeping it alive then, I guess, because you don't know everything that's going on in their lives.
You're hopeful and like hoping that they miss you and that they're thinking about you while you're thinking about them.
Yeah.
Like, especially with, like, the whole online dating thing going on right now, like, in our, I remember being in elementary school and looking at adults on online dating and just thinking that they are just the stupidest people, but look at all of us addicted to Tinder trying to find, like, the next date on a Friday night, like, even with that, it's, like, it fizzles out so much quicker nowadays, and not, like, not knowing is just, it's so much more innocent. And
yeah, I've seen, like, adults, like, go through divorce and stuff like that, and then I always thought it was like really lazy of them to just like go and I guess go on to dating website right away. For some reason I thought that was lazy, and like, and then I saw everybody having fun on Tinder and I was like, oh, okay, whatever, I'll try that. And it's like, the thing about putting your whole life online is that like, it makes you, I think, a little less interesting, unless you're like one of those people who is always doing shit. Like, you're always, like, traveling.
Yeah.
And, like, meeting weird-ass people and, like, posting pictures out of context. I think that's, like, the only way you can, like, remain interesting on the internet.
Especially because people nowadays want to keep tabs on every person that they've been in. Or, like, you know, if you've been in a relationship and you decide to, like, you know, be friends after or whatever and, like, keep each other on social media, and all of a sudden you're, like, seeing this new person, that other person still isn't over you, they spam you with messages saying, you know, how dare you move on from me, whereas, like, back then, like, you don't see each other or you break up or whatever, you move on. You don't have to communicate with that person. They don't have to know exactly what's going on in your life. Like, nowadays, it's impossible to escape an ex.
I guess. I've never had that problem.
Oh, but, man, it's awful. Girls are crazy.
Well, yeah, like, you know, she talked about in the movie, you know, she's always, like, wondering now about, you know, her ex-boyfriend, even though she didn't even like him that much when they were in the relationship.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, sometimes it kind of makes me cringe, like, well, like, seeing, like, people who put, like, way too much information about themselves online, or when they post, like a status or something, or a tweet out of context, and you know it's about, like, a really heavy problem for some reason, and it's so vague, and they just want someone to ask.
I hate that. Like, everyone and their mother gets involved. Like, everyone just wants to know what's going on in your life, and everyone makes these stupid assumptions, and, like, everyone wants to know the details, and then as soon as someone finds out, they, like, go and tell someone else, and it's just a mess.
And like, the comment section can be horrible as well, because it's you know, it's public, it's for everyone to see, and the person's like, oh, what's wrong? And this person just says, oh, I'm fine, in the comments.
Yeah. And you can't really show much emotion in a comment, even if you're like, yeah, I'm fine, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face.
Yeah.
People can, you know, think that you're using sarcasm. Others might think that you're just bullshitting. Others might be like, oh, yeah, no, they're good. Okay, like, whatever. You know, it's really hard to put an emotion into a comment or a message, really. Because,
like, people think, or I mean, in real life, I am pretty sarcastic. Like, I'm a sarcastic person. My humor is very deadpan, and online, I think people just, you know, think it gets magnified by, like, 10 times, and people are like, oh, you know, why the hell did you say it that way? And it's like, I didn't say it at all. I typed it, and I'm not good at emojis. Like,
I know, right?
I am horrible. And, like, I see people communicating mostly with those, and it's like a string of, like, 10 in a row, and I don't know what it means.
Oh, man, we are the generation of contradicting memes. Like, when people just communicate with memes,
oh, I hate
drives
that.
me nuts. I mean, they're
so
hilarious.
Much.
I love memes, but, like, come on, you guys. Like, pick up the phone and actually call someone.
And it's weird, though, because especially myself, when my phone rings, for some reason, I get, like, just a hint of panic, like, when it starts ringing, and it's weird. Like, people get excited. I guess in that time, people would get excited to get a phone call, I suppose, you know, from their friend and let them know what they're doing. But I guess in terms of communication, it just, you know, we can talk to each other anytime we want, and in that opportunity, like, we don't want to anymore.
Yeah. No, I remember as a kid, like, you know, we didn't have caller ID, and my mother talked on the phone all the time because our family lives in Germany. We live all the way out here in Canada. My mom could answer the phone and know exactly who's talking on the other line by them just saying hey, and she'll be like, oh, hey, like, sister, cousin, whatever. Like, she knows exactly who's calling. Nowadays, if I didn't have caller ID, I'd be like, who the hell is this? Like, people just aren't used to, like, actually talking on the phone anymore. It's like a panic, and it's almost nice. Like, back then, it was nice, like, not knowing exactly who's calling you. You know, you pick up the phone, could be anyone.
I guess so, but that has turned into, like, a bad thing now, because we've been so dependent on caller ID. If we ever see on our caller ID that it's unknown, then we're just like, fuck them, whatever, just, like, turn it off or, like, reject the call, because we either assume it's, I don't know, like a telemarketer or something. Yeah. You know, and everybody we ever need to talk to is already in our phone, so.
Pretty much, yeah. But, I mean, back to the movie.
Yeah, back to the movie. I like the I guess kind of the parallels that they draw between either, like, being American or being you know, a European person, or French and American, and their topics of conversation and their viewpoints on things, you don't know which is the cause.
Yeah.
For some reason, like, you don't know if they're saying this because they're a guy, or you don't know if they're saying this because they're American, or you don't know if they're saying it because they're French, or if they're a woman.
Yeah.
You know?
And, like, they're both such strong characters, like, who are, like you said earlier, when we were outside just, like, discussing the movie a little bit before this podcast, really self-aware. Like, I really like that word for, you know, the characters. They are very self-aware. They know exactly, like, they've kind of had, even though they're only 23, they talk about their exes, and they talk about their experiences growing up, you know, their childhoods. They each understand life, but they understand it in a very different way.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
It's funny because like, the first thing he talked about was, like, sex.
Yeah.
And then she asked him right away, you know, have you ever been in love? And, like, I get, like, one, it could be a joke, you know, he's a little bit immature, and they addressed it later on that he was, like, an adolescent and that he felt like a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah.
But I thought it was, like, an appropriate joke how he joked about being Freud in Vienna, and he was just, you know, talking about what her first sexual experience was. And then she asks him about, you know, about being in love. You don't know whether she's asking that because she's a woman, if it's just her, or if she's just French, you know. But, like, obviously,
all these stereotypes.
you know, it is very stereotypical.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm talking in the context of, you know, the 90s movie. They do address stereotypes, and they do definitely build off of these stereotypes.
Definitely. Like, even, this might just be, like, a teenage girl experience, but, you know, having someone message you online and then being like, hey, do you want to play 21 questions to get to know each other? Totally, like, a way to try and get into their pants. But, you know, just being like, yeah, sure, like, you go first, and their first question is like, have you ever had sex, or what was your first sexual experience, or, you know, what turns you on, that kind of stuff. And then your first question, you know, you typically want to ask, like, just, like, really mushy cliche things like that too. Like, those kind of conversations still happen nowadays, like, between male, female, or, you know, different cultures even. Like,
I'm picturing, like,
funny.
Well, if somebody asked me all those, if it was just, like, 21 questions, like, leading up to, like, sex, it would, all my 21 questions would be about their past, like, you know, partners. You're like, okay, my first question would be, has this worked on anyone else? Second question, if it did, who were they?
Yeah.
You know, 3, how stupid were they? You know?
Yeah.
It would just be a string of just questions to shoot down.
It's such a junior high experience.
Oh man, I hated junior high.
Me too.
You know, for the sake of the podcast, I will talk about junior high, but in terms of real life, I definitely, like, don't bring it up. Mm-mm. Because I found a little while ago this student film that I had done with a couple of other friends, and it was so bad. At that time, it was, 2009? I was in grade 9. We, like, Paranormal Activity just came out, and it was supposed to be, like, this big phenomenon, and it was, like, everyone was scared of it, and I wasn't really, but, because, I don't know, I just can't get scared, from anything other than just jump scares. Yeah. So, and obviously that's just all that movie is, really. And I had already seen the Blair Witch, so whatever. But then there was that big parkour phase that came out, where, like, like, I think that episode of The Office had come out where where they tried doing parkour, like, really, like, in, like, a really shitty way. So, like, we decided to try that, and so we made, like, this film about parkouring ghosts.
Oh my god.
That were so bad at parkour. Like, we were a parkour team, and then we messed up, and then we all died in this really stupid parkour accident. And then we were ghosts haunting one other member that survived. It was, and I thought it was so funny because, like, people had to watch this piece of shit that we just made of a movie. And like that's why I would like want to make movies is because I can just subject people to like whatever
Mm-hmm.
I want them to feel, really, if you do it right.
Pretty much, yeah.
That movie totally, like, in the way they talk about things, you're just in there for the ride like that. Like, you're there to listen to the conversation, and you just sit down and they talk about whatever they want. It seems like you have no choice to listen, but like you don't mind because it is so honest, and it's so, I guess they just say what everyone else has like probably thought before.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the movie discussion, and whatever. I have not even looked at like the time at all. I think what we're gonna do is we're going to go over some cringe pictures, because that is really fun and I like to do it. I don't think, have I ever looked at cringy stuff with you?
Yeah, like when we were in psychology class, and we would just have like a free period, like on the computers or whatever, to do our research. You wouldn't do any research. You'd just be looking at Reddit, and you'd be like, "Look at this fucking post. It's so gross," or "This is so stupid."
Yeah. We're just going to throw up a picture, and I don't know which one we're gonna do, but I'm just gonna put it up on the screen, and oh my god, we should read it. We should just read it out loud.
Okay. What's happening in this picture? Pretty much, it's a status. It's on Facebook, and there's comments.
Yeah, for people who aren't watching it, I'll put up the picture, but it's for the people who aren't watching it. It's just a status, or I think it's messages.
You think so?
On
no, because it
Facebook.
has the like and the reply thingy.
Oh yeah, there's the like and the reply. So it's literally just comments, which makes it worse because these people don't mind having this being seen. So I'm gonna be blue text.
I think it's someone posting something on someone's wall.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay, so I'm blue guy and you are the pink girl.
Okay.
Obviously, and speaking about stereotypes and stuff, but I'm gonna read the blue and you'll read the pink. I don't know, the first time we're reading this. Okay, let me get them digits, cutie. Heart, eyes, and kiss emoji.
Do I know you?
That has 1 like. No, but you cute as fuck. Please let me. And then 2 heart eyes emojis and a kiss emoji, and that has 2 likes. 2 likes.
I'll pass. I have a boyfriend.
And that's 1 like. And his response is, he is one lucky ass person.
Like a crying, sad face.
There is a crying and a sad face. And it's totally public. I don't know. If I saw that, I would.
Oh my god, no.
Okay.
The sad thing is that you can see if someone's in a relationship on their wall. Like.
You can. I don't
understand why some people don't pay attention to that. Like when I was in a relationship, I used to get like messages all the time being like, "Hey, like, how's it going? You seem really cute. Like, I'd love to get to know you." It's like, can you not clearly see that my profile picture is me kissing my girlfriend?
I guess so. Some people are really nice like that. They'll post like a picture of them and their significant other on their profile pic. Some people just don't care and like they never put it up. Like I never cared. I never put it up that I was in a relationship. Because what happens is like when you post it in a relationship and then it shows up, people are just like, oh great, who is she, whatever, and then I don't know, it's not their business. I don't really care if they find out one way, whatever, or I won't mind sometimes telling them if it's relevant. But secondly, when you change your status to single, the same people are like, oh, and like it's just like a whole deluge of
That's
emojis.
I regret doing that when I was 16. Oh my gosh.
Okay, the second one here is called Gotta Have a Date. And I'm just gonna read this status. It goes like this. This is my last card. I am begging. Is there anyone who wants to go to the formal with me this Friday? If you think it is wasting time, I will give you $40, negotiable. You can leave right after the formal, probably in 1 and 2 hours. If I do sexual violence, please report me to the police. Let me know if you are interested in. I decided to increase the price. I will give $50. Let me know by tomorrow. Don't hesitate. Please text me.
And the comment says, I'm sure you'll find the right girl, don't worry. And then he posted another comment saying, I know, but I need a girl by this Friday. I might have to increase money to find the right girl. The demand is higher than supply. I love the capitalism.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That's just straight up prostitution.
If I do sexual violence, please report me to the police. Like, what? Why do you have to post that? Like, no fucking shit.
That makes you sound like you're, like, at risk. Where it's like, if I do sexual violence, please report me to the... Like, you can't... What is this, some, like, fucking,
blackout? Like,
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing? Where it's like, oh my god, if I start to turn in the middle of the night, please just, call the police.
If I turn into a werewolf, just...
Yeah, I will give you a cartridge of silver bullets.
Yeah.
And if I turn at any point in time, just please unload. Okay, I'm gonna go to a third one.
I think I would block that guy if I seen.
Oh my god. Okay, it's it's called Cat Girlfriend.
It was a texting conversation.
Oh, it's another one. Yeah. I'll be white text and you'll be pink text again.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay. Okay. This is how the conversation goes. Be my cat girl GF? Question mark, exclamation mark.
I don't know what that means. LOL.
A girl that wears cat ears and a tail. What's your favorite animal?
I don't wear cat ears or a tail. Elephants are my favorite.
LOL. All right. Be my normal girlfriend then?
But I don't even know you? Question mark?
Get to know, exclamation mark, separate text.
Yeah, it's usually get to know someone and then date them, not the other way around.
I just want a girlfriend to love and to talk to and do hobbies and do sexy stuff with. And then he did 2 semicolons.
Pretty much same, but I need to get to know them first.
I'm David, and just by telling you my name, obviously you should, know who I am. That's not part of it, but...
Like, I don't even know how old you are, LOL.
I turned 26 months ago. 2 months ago, asterisk. Did you see how I looked? I hope I'm not too bad. Also, is it alright if I ask naughty questions?
We're still talking, so no, not too bad, LOL. No, not alright.
Okay, R.I.P.
Question mark. What? Question mark.
What do you loke to do? Like...
Hike, camp, drive, cook, shop, smoke, stuff like that. You? Question mark.
I'm a fighting game enthusiast. Street Fighter. I like to draw, fly my phantom, go outside.
Cool.
I like fighting games a lot.
Nice, period.
Are you good at cooking?
I think I'm alright. No, I just read that. That's so good.
If you were my GF, could I pound you while you cook? ... Question mark? What happened? Asterisk. No, you too? Asterisk.
You asked if you could ask naughty questions. I said no, but you did anyway. Are you physically unable to stop yourself?
Physically? Yee. I never have and will not force myself on a woman. That is wrong.
Well, no shit.
Yee.
Physical boundaries you can respect, but not personal ones?
Okay, I will respect your personal thing.
Question mark.
Question mark? I said I'll respect you. Okay then, Asian lady.
Okay, question mark.
Okay what? Okay then.
I actually would answer your questions if you actually gave me time to answer them. You're bring real off-putting.
Oh, that literally says you're really...
Yeah, I guess it's supposed to be you're being really off-putting.
R.I.P. me then.
What the fuck is that supposed to even mean? Why do you keep saying R.I.P.?
Nothing. Sorry I messaged you. If I knew I was gonna be off-putting, I wouldn't even messaged you in the first place. Also, R.I.P. equals rest in peace.
I know what R.I.P. means, I just don't understand why you keep saying it. Because I'm taking more than 5 seconds to respond. LOL, you are off-putting. You disregarded me when I told you I wasn't okay with something. You're impatient, and you're literally the type of person who gets called cringy.
Question mark? R.I.P. Okay then.
Oh, that's like the worst texting conversation I've ever read in my entire life. That's so creepy.
It's so jarring. What the hell is the... Why does he want a cat girlfriend? Well, I mean...
Okay, like, there's this kink, though, like, that where people like to dress up or have, like, cat girlfriends where they, like, act like a cat and they, like, it's like having a pet and, like, they pretty much just do whatever.
Yeah, I guess that's called being a furry, but...
Kind of, it's not quite.
Is it not quite? They're not the same?
I don't think so.
I feel like it has, like, very, I guess... furry connotation, like one kind of leads to the other.
Furries, like, okay, some people who just like to like dress up for sex or during a, for like being at home, if your girlfriend dresses up as a cat, and it's like dominant and submissive, like that's a category, like BDSM kind of thing. They're not gonna go outside, go to the bank, dress up as a cat, or go to school, dress up as a cat. Sometimes they will like just like look like a properly dressed person, or I guess that's probably not the right word to say, but they'll have like a little collar on, or sometimes like girls will like still have like a headband with like cat ears on, just like as an accessory, to kind of like if their like boyfriend or dom asks them to. But it's I feel like furries aren't they dressed as an animal like all the time?
They literally look like a mascot, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
With like a dildo attached.
That's gross.
I know. Like I don't know if you saw that guy around high school. People listening to this who know me and who have gone to school with me definitely know who this is, but like, you seen that guy that wears like electronic cat ears?
Oh yeah, I've seen them around.
He totally like wore them around like out in public, and like I don't mean to like shame you, but it's just like it's interesting to see like people like spend that kind of money. Yeah. I don't know. I feel really bland right now that I like.
It's not something that I personally understand, but to each their own, I guess. Just don't creep me out.
I guess so. Yeah, like don't
stay in your lane.
Don't send unsolicited text about wanting a cat girlfriend.
Yeah, if you're looking for a relationship and you meet a girl or a boy, whatever, and you start dating, I feel like there should be enough trust, and you should be able to talk to them about anything. Like if you're into the whole BDSM thing and specific categories in BDSM relationships or sexual activities. You should be able to talk to like your partner about that and see like where you can like find a middle ground. Like when not technically like not like the first fucking question you ask, but like while you're getting to know each other, just like communicate with that person. Don't message a random person just be like, "Do you want to be my cat girlfriend?"
Yeah, it's like it wasn't. I don't know. Like they didn't even know each other's names.
Yeah.
At first, I want to know like how and where they acquired each other's
telephone number.
Yeah, or like, I think it was actually Kick, or like...
Or Kick, oh fuck Kick.
Yeah, Kick. every question, like, got Kick.
Yeah.
Every Tinder message got Kick. Okay, we're just gonna go through a couple more. There's one called No Dad Stop. I don't know if you want to read that one.
Oh god.
Let's just do it. Okay. So, the daughter just posts a status that says, "Life is short and so is your dick."
Someone commented, #stay savage.
This green guy that says, "Sorry." Other puke green guy says, "Fuck you, Seabiscuit." I don't know the context.
And then her dad posted a comment saying, "Long enough to make you."
And it has 19 likes. Oh, and the dad adds further, "OMG, okay, long enough for you and your sister. I'm laughing my balls off."
And then the daughter comments, and she's like, "No, Dad, stop."
Oh. Like, I get it. Like, you know what? My dad can make jokes, but that is like...
Your dad's Facebook comments are hilarious.
I don't know if I want to get into that right now, but like he'll make like jokes, like dad jokes, and those are fine. They're reasonable dad jokes. You kind of laugh and you have a bit of kind of groan a little bit, but not enough to like tell everyone you're laughing your balls off
about a small dick joke.
About a small dick joke, and like he's saying his dick is long enough for his daughter and her sister.
To make them.
I'm dying. I'm almost...
I guess the mom was content.
You know, I have a feeling that he's not married anymore.
True.
Okay, girls can't be creepy.
That's some bullshit.
I guess blue is random guy who added her, red is girl on my Facebook, and pink is friend of girl.
Yeah.
Okay, so this girl on Facebook says, work from 8:30 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. Come visit me, drunks and stoners, White Castle off location. And this guy says, I always visit you.
And the girl says, what?
I'm so fucking with you. I'm bored. I didn't really think that through. I forgot that you have to know I'm joking for a joke like that. What?
Yeah, I guess I'd actually have to know who you even are first. That'd help.
Pretty much made myself into a creep. Excuse me while I quietly back out of this situation.
Okay, so then her friend says, this is why I made a new Facebook, too many randoms to delete, lol.
Yeah, I'm a retard sometimes. My sense of humor is very sarcastic and dry. Over Facebook or text, it's more creepy.
Still friend of the girl. I understand, lol, I do the same thing.
But girls can't be creepy.
That's not true at all, LMAO, the fuck?
Certain guys aren't that lucky to have stalkers. Oh, what I wouldn't do for a stalker tonight. I mean, I make all the choices on where our date will be with no arguments.
Oh my god, people. Grow the hell up, like, seriously? God damn it.
Girls can't be creepy. Not at all, not one bit.
Fucking shut up.
Okay, there's literally a gif where a woman tries to kiss Hitler. Alright, you know, I'm done with cringing right now. I'm just gonna order some good, like, would you rather questions.
Yes.
I think let's just move on to that real smoothly, you know, without any segue. First, would you rather question. Would you rather talk like Yoda or breathe like Darth Vader?
Okay, well, I already have asthma, so I do breathe like Darth Vader, but I'd love to just be able to talk like Yoda. Like, I'm not down with the breathing, it sucks.
Okay, I think I would probably rather breathe like Darth Vader, just... Actually, shit, because, like, if you talk like Yoda...
He's wise as fuck.
Well, I know, but, like, he's wise, himself is wise, but, like, if you talked like him all the time... Like,
I feel like you would never get a date.
No.
Both of these fucking suck.
Well, I know, it's that's the game, like, they both suck.
I know, but...
Okay, well, let's just go with talk like Yoda.
Sure.
Alright, well...
Okay, most people said that they would talk like Yoda.
Those are the asthmatics.
Okay, would you rather have surgery in a Mexican hospital or have surgery on the American Indian reservation closest to you? Oh, no!
Oh, no is right.
Where in Mexico?
Yeah, I've never been to Mexico.
Mexico has some really nice places, though. There's...
Have you been to Mexico?
Yes.
Okay, were you just on resorts?
Yeah, and then we, like, I don't know, I was pretty young, but, like, we, like, went around and did touristy things. I don't know, like, I was just in, like, one small part of Mexico. Like, Mexico is a lot bigger than just one town.
Okay, alright.
Right? So,
yeah,
like, I mean, clearly Mexicans need fucking surgery, too, at some point in their life, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I'm sure that many Mexicans have survived surgery. It's super racist.
I know.
They have surgery on the American Indian reservation closest to you. I don't think there's a hospital on a reserve anywhere closest to here. What would be the closest reserve? Pine Falls?
Yeah, you know what? I'm not actually, despite having one half of my family come from a reserve, I'm not actually well acquainted where all the reserves are.
Yeah.
So,
well, I know that Pine Falls is 2 hours from here. I don't know if there's any closer ones.
Yeah, so if you needed surgery, you would have to fly out to Mexico. Which is, you know what, actually, yeah, I think I'd rather have surgery in a Mexican hospital.
Mexican hospital. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
What? More people would rather have surgery on an American Indian reserve. Okay, well, there's bajillions of, different reserves all over the place.
Yeah.
Some might be better than others. I don't know.
I don't know.
The ones that I know of in Manitoba, like, they're not the best.
No, like living conditions in any of the ones that I've seen are really bad. Like
most of the time, if you live on a reserve and like you break your arm or you need surgery, you have to drive all the way into the city.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that anyone, unless there's someone who lives on the reserve that knows how to do surgery, which is highly unlikely.
Sounds pretty rare. Yeah. Okay. Next one.
If you were a 5-year-old girl, would you rather
be a mermaid or be a princess?
Looking back at 5-year-old me, my parents always tried to dress me like a princess, and it was just fucking annoying. Princesses have too much, like, responsibilities. I'd rather just be a mermaid and swim around with the fish.
That's true. Let's see. Me being a princess. 5-year-old me. I think that's just, like, a lot of, like, responsibility, and that's a lot of, duty. And it's just, I don't know. It depends. I mean, what country are you the princess of?
True. Are you a fairy tale princess, or
am I, the
princess?
But I'm thinking of all the pollution in the ocean.
Okay, but the ocean, like only 2% has actually been explored. If you're a mermaid, you can swim literally fucking anywhere. You could find the deepest, darkest cave and just chill the fuck out.
Yeah, that's true. That means, well, if only 2% has been explored of our ocean, that means that the other 98% you're not gonna run into people. So I think I'm just going to, and if you're a princess, then people will just, then all you do is just people telling you what to do.
Yeah, and I mean there's just as much pollution in the fucking air as there is in water. Well, no, that was a dumb comment, but you know what I mean. There's pollution everywhere.
I mean, you smoke, so.
True, I would need to smoke if I was a mermaid.
Okay, so we're mermaids. Most people.
What the fuck?
What?
People clearly weren't thinking these questions out as well as we are.
Most people chose
princess.
Well, okay, I guess they just want money.
Would you rather run the world's only unicorn petting zoo, always have the car of your dreams? Oh, this one hits real close to home.
I feel like a unicorn petting zoo would be a much more financially stable venture.
Yeah, because then you can just buy the car of your dreams, because everyone's going to want to come to your fucking unicorn petting zoo.
Yeah.
You can make so much money off that shit. You can just buy your dream car.
Yeah, and plus you can it can be a long going thing because of breeding and whatnot. People do that on ranches and having the car of your dreams. Okay, so if you just went outside and say you had a Corvette or something. I'm not a car person, but so if you just went outside and there was the car of your dreams, I mean, could you afford to keep it?
True. Yeah.
So, definitely, run the world's only unicorn petting zoo. What the?
People are... What?
I feel very stupid. Apparently, we're at 47% with the unicorn petting zoo, and 53% of people who answer this question,
would rather have the car of their dreams at all times.
That's really dumb. That's really stupid. 53% of people are stupid. If you and a sibling are kidnapped, would you rather
live and let your sibling die, or die to save your sibling? I would die to save my sibling, because both of my siblings are still so young, and they haven't screwed up their life yet, and they have such a far way to go. I feel like I'd rather just give my life for them. They have a lot more potential than I do right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm sitting here talking to a microphone, but I have 3 little siblings that are, that still have to grow up and, become adults. So they would have a lot more to learn and get out of their life.
Also, my brothers are my parents' favorite over me, so.
Okay. Well,
I mean, honestly, I love my brothers to death. I would never want to see them get hurt in any way, so I'd rather give my life for them.
I know, I have 5 siblings, and I think I would probably die for each and one of them.
Yeah.
I'd like to say. And
72 people agree. 72 people are good people.
28%
would sacrifice their fucking sibling for their own life.
28% of people don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Pretty much.
Would you rather eat a rotten raw steak or eat a human's cooked liver?
Human's cooked liver.
Yeah, true. I make liver all the time at the restaurant, so,
I love liver. Liver's great, except, I don't know what the fuck a human's cooked liver would taste like, but I bet it'd be a fucking shit ton better than rotten raw steak. I've eaten mold by accident before, it's not a good time.
Okay, well, it was 57% of people, would rather eat a human's cooked liver with, some fava beans and a nice Chianti. Would you rather be forced to attend school for your entire life or be forced to marry your distant cousin?
Oh, God. I don't know any of my distant cousins.
Well, I don't really know any distant cousins of mine either, but I am going to university, so I pretty much am going to school for a long time.
Yeah. If I had no other responsibilities and school was free, I'd just attend school for my entire life because I actually like learning.
Yeah, I think it's like a great way to keep your mind sharp and, just you learn something every day and you probably become more interesting and...
Yeah.
This seems like a much easier choice this time around.
Fuck getting married right now. Why would
What the hell? Apparently, 44% of people agreed, and 56%
would rather marry their distant cousin. School fucked up a few people, let me tell you.
Well,
Lots of people don't like school.
I mean, one, that's high school. Are you referring to high school?
Huh?
Or are you referring to high school? Or
yeah, I feel like a lot of people just fucking hate school because of high school, but I really want to go on to, go to college or university or whatever, and a lot of people just don't want to. People's dreams were freaking crushed because of high school, so...
I don't, think it's as much, high school as it is, the age you are when you're going through high school. I mean, they're trying to teach you how to be an adult, but they still treat you like a child in high school. And it's generally it's a very bad time for people, and I don't know, because you and I did not graduate on time. We graduated at the same time, but we did not graduate on time.
No.
And it was just a really dumb experience, but I think it has to do more with the time that, or the time in your life, or the whatever you're going through at the time. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're probably just gonna do one last one.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting hungry.
Same.
Would you rather live forever, or until the end of the universe, or die right now with no afterlife?
This hits so close to home. All this existential crisis. Just
well, I mean that is very normal for a 20-year-old. Probably,
right?
I think you're a sociopath, or
I make so many jokes about wanting to die, especially with close friends, right? We're all such fucked up individuals.
Yeah.
But at the same, fuck. This is a hard one.
I'm trying to think I've thought about this as well. What if in the future you get the chance, if you're living until the end of the universe, you get the chance to go out into space and say something happens in space, and then you're in your suit, right? And then all of a sudden you get ejected into space and you have to float there in orbit until the end of the universe.
That's fucked up. Right now I feel like I still have so much of my life left to live, and living forever, even if you fuck up, you can just keep trying and trying and trying again until you've reached...
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess the trick is never to go into space.
Pretty much.
And I think I'm really excited to find out where humanity is going.
I'd love to see evolution work, but if I had to stay this age, if I had to stay 20 years old for the rest of my life, I would not be down. I'd love to be 28 forever.
Well, you could be 20 for the rest of your life and die right now, and there is no afterlife. Well, I don't think there's personally, I don't think there's an afterlife either way, so I'm pretty sure I would just choose to live forever. I'm gonna say live forever until the end of the universe.
Okay, yeah. If anything, I can just pay someone to chop me up into a million tiny pieces and just scatter my remains all over. Even if my soul still lives, I can haunt people.
The thing about, I don't know, one of the rules of thermodynamics is that, no heat or energy can be, created or destroyed out of, nothing. It's all just simply, transferred. So, in a way, if you want to be comfortable with never dying,
Yeah.
There's that. But the results are 86% of people agreed they would like to live forever.
14 people would rather die right now. Or 40% of people.
14. All right. I'm going to check the time right now. How long have we been going? Oh, yay, we've been like going for almost an hour.
That's great.
That is amazing. All right, thank you for listening to us ramble on for like an hour or more. That was the first episode of SoundCake, and feel free to check us out on SoundCloud. I think I'm gonna put it on SoundCloud and maybe iTunes in the future. I don't know who would buy this. I certainly wouldn't, but thank you for joining us, and I'll see you whenever I put the next episode up.
Bye.